Imagine finally breaking ground on your shiny new metro project, only to stumble across a 1,500-year-old mosaic. Welcome to Thessaloniki, where building an underground railway has been less about tunnels and more about time travel. As the second largest city in Greece, Thessaloniki's rich heritage has been both its pride and its Achilles heel when it comes to modernization. And if you think that sounds dramatic, just wait. The ancient city that refused to stay buried. Founded in 315 BC and named after Alexander the Great's half-sister, Thessaloniki boasts layers of history thicker than a Greek yogurt. Over centuries, it has been shaped by the Romans, Byzantines, and Ottomans, meaning every shovel of dirt pulled up during construction has the potential to reveal something priceless. When engineers started digging for the metro, they unearthed mosaics, ancient roads, bathhouses, and entire city blocks buried just meters below modern streets. No wonder the project quickly spiraled from an engineering challenge into an archaeological frenzy. Every meter of progress meant another potential delay, another discovery that couldn't be ignored. What should have been a straightforward metro dig turned into a full-scale archaeological expedition. In Thessaloniki, it seemed, the past simply refused to stay buried quietly. The metro dream that wouldn't die. Believe it or not, Thessaloniki's metro dream is older than your great-grandfather's wristwatch. The idea first surfaced after the Great Fire of 1917, when large parts of the city needed rebuilding. Yet despite good intentions, progress lagged way behind. It wasn't until the 1980s, 6 decades later, that serious efforts began. But what was supposed to be a simple project quickly became a Greek tragedy filled with false starts, political infighting, and you guessed it, ancient artifacts popping up like mushrooms after rain. Years passed, plans changed, and Thessaloniki's metro remained little more than a pipe dream buried under bureaucracy. Locals watched in frustration as deadlines came and went like bad New Year's resolutions. The city's need for a modern metro was urgent, but its history simply refused to let go. Cut, cover, and chaos. Initially, engineers chose the cut and cover method. Dig a trench, build the tunnel, and then cover it up. Simple enough, right? Well, not when you're digging through Thessaloniki. Plans had to be changed on the fly to avoid wrecking precious archaeological layers just 2 meters below the surface. As a compromise, tunnels were sunk 7 meters deep, then even deeper when artifacts kept appearing. In some spots, the metro dives an incredible 31 meters below ground to protect priceless ruins. Talk about going the extra mile or extra meter. Each change of depth meant more redesigns, more money, and way more stress. The project quickly became a logistical ballet, dodging ancient cemeteries here and Roman marketplaces there. Engineers found themselves not just building a metro, but negotiating with history itself. In Thessaloniki, digging wasn't construction, it was archaeology with a hard hat. The whole of Kouvelas and the metro that time forgot. If you ever visit Thessaloniki and hear a local joking about the whole of Kouvelas, it's not a tourist attraction, it's a 1980s era tunnel that became a citywide punchline. Named after the mayor who oversaw its half-hearted creation, this giant unfinished tunnel stands as a monument to political delays and failed funding. For nearly 2 decades, Thessalonians watched as one missed deadline followed another. Metro completion dates were set, missed, reset, and missed again. 1995, 2006, 2012, until residents began to wonder if they'd ever see a metro train in their lifetimes. The infamous hole even earned a weird kind of affection, with graffiti artists and protesters turning it into a symbol of political stagnation. Generations grew up seeing it and accepting that the metro was just a myth, like unicorns or fast government paperwork. It became a physical reminder of how good ideas can be buried by bureaucracy. For a long time, the only thing moving underground in Thessaloniki was public frustration. The archaeological jackpot. One could say Thessaloniki hit the archaeological jackpot if winning the lottery meant a 20-year construction delay. As workers dug, they uncovered more than 300,000 artifacts spanning Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman eras. Entire ancient neighborhoods were discovered, featuring roads, homes, shops, and bathhouses. Particularly at the Venizelos and Hagia Sophia station sites, the findings were so well preserved that archaeologists dubbed it the Byzantine Pompeii. While thrilling from a historical perspective, these discoveries turned the metro construction into an archaeological rescue mission. Work had to constantly pause for new studies, evaluations, and often delicate removal of priceless items. What started as a simple underground transit line began to look more like an Indiana Jones sequel. Each artifact brought excitement, and another construction delay formed to fill out. Battle for the past. Unsurprisingly, not everyone agreed on how to proceed. Some archaeologists demanded that ruins remain exactly where they were found, while others agreed to carefully relocate artifacts. In some cases, structures were painstakingly dismantled, moved, and reassembled like ancient Lego sets, leading to spirited debates over authenticity. Meanwhile, commuters stuck in traffic probably dreamed of swapping their bus for a chariot. Eventually, a compromise was reached. Venezelu Station would preserve ruins in situ, while other discoveries would be exhibited elsewhere. The arguments became so heated at times that construction felt less like engineering and more like a courtroom drama. Preservationists campaigned passionately to keep Thessaloniki's soul intact, while city officials stressed the desperate need for modern transport. In the end, history and progress signed a delicate peace treaty, and the metro project finally rolled forward. An Olympian effort to modernize. Fast forward to late 2024. Against all odds, Thessaloniki's first metro line, Line 1, finally opened. Stretching 9.6 kilometers with 13 state-of-the-art stations, the driverless trains glide smoothly beneath the city's historic streets. By blending the ancient and the modern, with some stations showcasing archaeological exhibits alongside sleek platforms, the metro pays tribute to Thessaloniki's layered identity. It's not just a transport system, it's a moving museum. And if you're wondering about the cost, let's just say you might need to sit down. Excavations alone added an extra $140 million to the bill, pushing the total cost well over $3 billion. Passengers now enjoy air-conditioned rides past centuries-old ruins, a daily commute that feels part sci-fi, part history class. It's a project that tested patience, drained wallets, but ultimately showcased Thessaloniki's resilience. After decades of chaos, the city finally has a metro line worthy of its grand past. Looking to the future, with Line 1 finally up and running, attention has turned to Line 2, known as the Calamaraya Extension. This new line will add 5 more stations and stretch 5 more kilometers to the east, with completion set for late 2025. If all goes well, Thessaloniki will continue expanding its metro network with plans for 2 more lines by 2040, covering a whopping 44 stations. Of course, locals are understandably skeptical. After all, once you've spent 40 years building a single metro line, a little bit of healthy cynicism comes naturally. Still, optimism is slowly winning ground, helped by stronger economic conditions and the valuable lessons learned the hard way. Thessaloniki's journey proves that while the past might slow you down, it doesn't have to stop you. A city that builds on its past. Thessaloniki's new metro isn't just about faster commutes. It's a profound symbol of how ancient cities can balance history and progress. It's a story of stubborn perseverance, spectacular setbacks, and innovative problem solving. Today, riders can zip through a modern underground network, step off at their destination, and marvel at Roman roads and Byzantine marketplaces without ever leaving the station. It's a blend of the ancient and the futuristic that only a place like Thessaloniki could pull off. Sure, it cost more money than anyone originally planned, and yes, it took longer than anyone would have believed possible, but in the end, Thessaloniki didn't just build a metro, it built a bridge between yesterday and tomorrow. It's a reminder that true progress doesn't erase the past, it carries it forward, proudly and carefully. In every train ride beneath Thessaloniki, history rides along too, whispering stories from beneath the city streets. If you enjoyed this incredible journey through Thessaloniki's metro saga, smash that like button. Subscribe for more fascinating stories where history and construction collide. Drop a comment below, would you dare build a metro in a 2,000-year-old city? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.